Hey guys, Sean Nalawani here, SeanNal.com, bodytransformationtruth.com, and in this video I wanted to quickly discuss the guillotine press. It's also sometimes called the neck press, and I wanted to outline why it's a bodybuilding exercise that I highly recommend steering clear of. The guillotine press is actually not a very common lift that you'll see being performed, but enough people have asked me about it that I figured making a video was a good idea, and hopefully anybody else searching for information on this on YouTube will find this video and their rotator cuffs or their life in general will be saved as a result of watching it. So for those who don't know, the guillotine press is a bench pressing variation where instead of tucking your elbows in slightly like is normally suggested, you use a very wide grip and flare your elbows out all the way so that your upper arms are perpendicular to your body. And then instead of lowering the bar to your lower chest, like you would on a standard bench press, you actually lower the bar right to your neckline instead. Now, the truth is that in terms of muscle building effectiveness, the guillotine press is actually a pretty good movement. Flaring your elbows out actually places the line of pull more in line with the largest chunk of fibers of the chest, and so it should provide better activation of the pecs in comparison to a standard bench press. However, injury prevention should always be treated as a foundational factor in your workouts because your ability to train and to continue building muscle, it hinges on the fact that you're healthy enough to do it. When you're not injured and when you have no aches or pains, then it's really easy to dismiss this, but as soon as you get hit with an injury, you will very quickly change your mind. So with the guillotine press, there's two obvious problems. The first is the simple fact that you're lowering a loaded barbell right to your neck. If you're a beginner, then this is extremely dangerous, and even if you are more advanced, it's still going to be dangerous nonetheless. You never know what could happen in the middle of any given set, and even though the chances are low, if you were to tweak something mid-rep and one of your arms was to give out, or if you underestimated how much weight you could lift and the bar came crashing down, then having that bar right in line with your neck is just a bad idea all around. And this for me is reason enough not to perform the guillotine press, even if you do have a spotter. But aside from that, the second problem is having your elbows in that fully flared out position. It does put more tension on your chest, like I mentioned, but it also puts your shoulders into an extreme internally rotated position, and this is going to put a lot of stress on your rotator cuffs. Now, you might not have any issues with this the first time you perform the guillotine press, or the second, or the third, but over time that stress is going to accumulate, and it could set you up for real problems. Like I said before, don't screw around when it comes to injuries, and the shoulders are definitely an area that you want to protect because they're involved in pretty much every single major upper body exercise that you do. If you tweak your shoulders, and I've had this experience personally multiple times in the past, it can easily throw your entire training plan off track. So it's for those two reasons that I would suggest avoiding the guillotine press. I'm not saying that you're guaranteed to get hurt, but the risk-reward just doesn't balance out in my opinion. Now, at the very least, if you do insist on doing it, which I of course don't recommend, but if you've made up your mind that you're going to ignore this advice, then at the very least perform it using dumbbells. You're going to get the same basic movement that way, and even though you might end up injuring your shoulders, at least you won't die from the bar dropping on your neck. That said, a much better plan is to just perform your bench presses and your dumbbell presses in the proper, safe way, which is to slightly tuck your elbows inward at your sides at about a 45-degree angle to protect your shoulders and to lower the weight down to your lower chest. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found this helpful. For more science-based, no BS training tips just like this, along with nutrition and supplementation information to maximize your muscle building and your fat burning progress, make sure to check out my body transformation blueprint system. You can do that by clicking here or by using the link in the description box below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media here if you aren't already, and the official website is over at SeanNal.com. Talk to you guys again soon.